I don't want nothing if I can't have it all. If I gotta beg for it on my knees and crawl. Cause I gotta have you. Girl, I gotta have you. Tell me what you like. We can fuss and fight all day, but trust we gon' be sexing all night. It don't matter, girl, I'm down for whatever. Ride with you through any kind of weather. Girl, just give me your sex, love, and pain. Oh, I want none of your sex, love, and pain. Everything you got for me, yeah. Sex, love, and pain. Listen, is it okay if I give you my sex, love, and pain?
I decided to ask questions to all my family and friends, based off the title, Sex, Love, and Pain. I decided to dig deep. Some of them were funny, some people got real serious. Let's see what you think.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep it.
I expect honesty, realness, humor, also a lot of things we can relate to because times have changed and our parents don't understand what we do.
I expect you to get even deeper than you did the first time, which is always good.
A lot of honesty. But from a male's point of view, though?
Truth. You and me is not too close, but every time I see you, you're the same person. You never change, so I can only expect the truth.
Consistency. I'm expecting consistency that follows the first book. Growth, I'm expecting. And also, I know everyone says truth, but I'm also expecting a blessing. I'm expecting something to come at me and for me to learn something from your book.
What am I expecting? A book coming from a male perspective on relationships, because you don't often hear men talk about relationships from that manner.
I expect greatness. I expect a lot of things to have changed just because knowing you and knowing all the things that you've been through ever since you wrote your first book, I'm sure your life has changed a lot, professionally, personally, financially, so I'm expecting a lot of different things.
I'm expecting a controversial book. Just everybody's gonna be talking about it because one section's gonna be about sex and the realest things that you can hear behind it, whether it's how one night stands can turn into really terrible relationships because you hold on for too long. I can just see how the pain and love come. It's gonna be crazy.
Expecting to hear a lot about how to cause somebody pain while having sex with them. and hopefully they enjoy it. Yeah, that would be good.
Sex, Love, and Pain. To be honest with you, I'm not 100% sure. Because I read your previous book before. I read your previous book before, and I don't know, it sounds interesting. I think it sounds factual because they actually do correlate or they relate to each other.
I don't have an answer for that. I told you I didn't have an answer. That's not going to be a great question for me. I'm sorry. I really can't give you an honest answer because the title sounds so much different. As I explained to you, it's in a different realm. It sounds as if it's in a different realm. So I'm not really sure what to expect. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be something that I can use because the last book I used on a couple of people.
MaDDness. I expect to hear your perspective, especially growing from where you were from your first book, and sort of where you were writing from then to where you're at now. So I kind of expect to see maybe more mature, maybe a little bit more topics that are a little bit more current today.
I still expect a lot more madness. And in addition to, I think, the pain aspect, the love aspect, sex, love, and pain, that's like everyone can relate and grow to that. So I think this book is just gonna touch home to everyone who picks it up.
I'm expecting information about sex, love, and pain as it relates to relationships.
they don't really mean a lot
Okay.
because I can say them freely and not really mean it. I think that actions speak a lot louder. So
Okay.
I say I love you to a lot of people. Don't mean it.
They mean pretty much just that. I mean, it should speak for itself, but people use the word love so much that, you know, it's taken out of context. And they're not doing anything to prove what they really mean by it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I love you, it should mean I love you whoever you're talking to in that respect.
Shit.
Why?
Because it depends on, actually it depends on the person. Because usually people just don't come out and just say I love you. So you know a person and you can tell if they're honest by their actions. But just to really hear it, it's like, okay, I love you too.
It means one. When it's used correctly. It means one means I got your back, you got my back, and we should never worry about each other.
I love you. I love you mean, that's a good one. I love you means to me commitment. It means commitment. It means that this is the person you're giving your heart to. This is the person that you want to give your heart to. It doesn't mean pain. It doesn't mean hurt. It means, you know, that this person is the one that can really make you happy and that you want to make happy as well.
To me, I mean, it means a lot. It means sacrifice. I mean, a lot of people don't really understand the concept of love. Love is like, you gotta open yourself up for hurt, all the other stuff that come with it versus all the good days and the holding hands. Some days you're gonna hate that person, some days you're gonna knock that person out. Not literally, but that's how you feel. So you gotta, you know what I'm saying, you gotta deal with all the emotions that come with love. It's not always hunky-dory and people walking in hand. I think a problem with most people have, they compare themselves to like all these celebrities that they see on TV, like Will and Jada and Beyonce and Jay-Z, like the biggest ones, like all these quotes on Facebook, like let's be like them, but you don't know what goes on behind doors when they're not in front of camera. When they're in front of camera, they're gonna put on a show for because that's what they want you to see.
Sometimes it doesn't really mean much. Depending on who it's coming from. In marriage, it means I'm gonna be there for you, you're gonna love me, I'm gonna love you, but realistically in like relationships nowadays, I feel like it really holds no weight.
A lot.
What does love mean to you?
Love is a lot and a little at the same time. I say a lot because mentally, physically, emotionally, it can be a weakness, and that's a lot because it takes a strength to be able to say, listen, this here, I love you, and it makes me weak. That's why it's a lot, but it's a little bit because if we really put it into a perspective, love is our man-made concept. There's really no other concept of love. There's appreciation, there's respect amongst clans and animal type forms, but when it comes to love, there's really no mental connection of that. So that's why it's a little bit at the same time.
Love means something that is unconditional. Whether we agree or disagree, you will always have my back for whatever reason. It's not anything that has an actual temperature. It's just constant and all the time.
When I was younger, I was a little bit more naive as far as the word love, because sometimes, you know, even though most men or women, they hear love and they think it means something. For me, love is more than just a word. I don't want to hear love and then see you acting or doing something different. The word in itself, the word in itself doesn't mean anything unless there's an action that goes with it. Because anybody can say I love you. There are men out there that'll tell a girl I love you because they're trying to sleep with them. There are women who tell a man they love him because they're trying to get something from the man. But for me, love doesn't mean anything to me unless there's some kind of action, there's something behind it. Because to anybody can say anything. Everybody lies. So love or hearing I love you, it means a lot more to me when it's coming from somebody who has actions behind it. They prove, like, it's, you know, I want it. Love to me is it's more than just, you know, a word.
when someone tells me they love me, what do I hear or what do I think they're saying? Because it's a big difference.
What does it mean to you?
What it means to me is that person's telling me they're ready to make a commitment. In other words, they're ready to be 110% supportive of what I do. They're ready to be open to me because I tend to be a conundrum of things sometimes. They're willing to make some sacrifices, make some changes.
Love means to me, I think it's about honesty, caring for somebody, having passion, having all those things sort of and having several different emotions that make up love. Love just isn't one emotion, it's made up of several different ones. So you can't have love without passion, you can't have love without, caring about someone, you can't have love without, having deep feelings for that person, I would say.
I love you is deep, and I consider love to be like eternal. I love you is unconditional. I love you, to me, always refers back to the Bible. So 1 Corinthians 13. So I guess I'm supposed to quote it. Love is patient and kind, all that good stuff that's in there. I try to hold that up to standard.
It means that someone has made an attempt to accept my flaws, accept my weaknesses, honor my strengths, and accept my package.
Dealing with sex. We talked about sexual chemistry. So if the sexual chemistry is bad, how can we make it cool to talk about it again without hurting each other's feelings? Like, for example, if you have a problem with your mate, and if it's not up to par, but you love them or you really like them or you're infatuated with them, you want to get it to work, how do you talk about it? What do you say?
Suggest something new.
Like what?
Like if someone's mate is doing this a certain way, but they don't like it that way, suggest, hey baby, maybe we could do it this way. Try this time. But you're not insulting them at the same time.
Teach them as you go along.
I mean, teach them like music.
Yeah, shit. Sex is music, okay?
Composing.
There's certain things, like if you're eating vagina, some people like to spit. Do not spit in my shit.
No.
I feel like it's all about delivery. Like, if a guy's not, like she said, to piggyback on that, if they're not eating your vagina right, you kind of move their head around. If they're not getting it then after it, you let them know, like, look, when you did that, I don't like that. Don't do that.
Guys?
Role playing is great, I think. For real, role playing is awesome. I think you could be like, once you act like this, you tricking her to really, do what you want her to do. But role playing is key, and if she ain't sucking right, tell her I feel your teeth. I hold it down for the men.
Watch porn together too.
Yeah, you can
Yes,
porn is a big one.
I think there's nothing wrong with being honest. I'm sorry. If we're in the middle of this and I'm not liking this, I'm gonna need you to stop. If I tell you to stop nicely, it's like, babe, and you still going after a while, what do you want me to do? Punch you in your head? Just stop. Just stop. Just move away. It's not working. Just shift away. And I make no apologies, and it works.
No, absolutely not. Because you can have sexual chemistry with someone, but you don't have to love them.
No, hell no.
Why? Explain, please.
Because you can love someone. I love my mother. I'm not gonna have sex with her.
No, love is an emotion and good sex is a skill.
When I'm in love, I perform the best. That's hands down. Sex is awesome.
No, but it helps. I mean, because you could love somebody and you guys can't have good sex. Or the other way, or you could have great sex, but there is no love.
Love don't equal good sex, but if you love somebody, sex obviously is going to be better. When you love somebody, you're going to give it your all. You're going to be getting it in, all night, all morning. You're going to want to do it more. You want to give them more. You want to give them your all. So yeah, love is important when it comes to sex.
Does love equal good sex? No. But sex can't equal love, unfortunately. The other way around.
Really?
Yes, it can. It
Why?
can. And excuse me for saying it this way, but I'm gonna try and chop this up into my own terminology. Give a girl some good D and she'll do anything. Point blank, period. That's the way it goes. Unfortunately, it shouldn't be that way. And I'm gonna say this out of a piece of my life. I've been in great relationships where the sex wasn't that great, but they were great relationships nonetheless. The sex between two people has nothing to do with what those two people are. A lot of people are they're different emotionally, they're different physically, so there may be a situation where he may feel like he's making love to you and you may feel like he is just not doing the job. But it happens. It's life.
Yes and no. Yes, because you're hoping, you're praying that it'd be great when y'all are talking, speaking, doing everything. Then when you guys get into bed, you're hoping and you're praying that it's awesome and you either get off or, they get off or whatever. No, because that can be an enabler for terrible sex. You don't want to confess that your sex is bad. So you just keep going with the flow of everything. So yes and no.
It should. If y'all are really in love and in tune with each other, then it should equal good sex. But God knows, I don't know anybody who'll stay in a relationship that's not doing what they need to do where they need to do what they need to do. But
No.
Why not?
I don't think so. Because my experience, I think love can enhance the sexual experience, but I don't think it equals good sex. Because sometimes, from what I know and what I've seen, there are people who have fallen in love and they'll tell you at times the sex isn't that good. As somebody said previously. But I mean, no, I don't think so. I think the love can, if you're in love with somebody or you love somebody, I think it can enhance it because there are hormones and feelings and all that stuff that are involved, and it can enhance the sexual experience, but I don't think it actually equals.
No. Good sex when two people have equal chemistry, knows how to put it down the way each person wants it to be put down, and it's physical. Love is an emotion. It's not tangible. You can't see love. I mean, in the sense that you could see sex. You could record sex. That's sex. There it is. Love, you can't see it in the way you could see sex. So they're two different things. Love is something that takes time to develop. It takes a lot to build. It takes time. Sex can happen in 15 minutes. And if it's a bad night, 1. So, two different things. Now, if someone is in love or love the person, more often than not, the sex is going to be great. Because you connected two different aspects of a person, the mental and the physical. However, one is not the other. And even when you do love someone and they have that 1 minute night, you're gonna look and say, baby, you tried. And if you don't love the person and it's a 1 minute night, you get out. Why'd you even come? You know what I'm saying? Two different things.
I wouldn't say all of them, but most of them are. Only
Why?
because a lot of black women in higher positions, they feel like they have to act holier than thou or that they're better than everyone. But in reality, just having them relate to you your boss is black, you're black. So I just feel like they just take power to a whole nother level. It's a whole nother story I can get into about that, but I'm not going to go into that. So... No, you said men, so no. If you're talking a professional little boy who still has a young mindset, yes.
Why?
Because they feel like they're less than. They don't feel like they could be that king to what they consider a queen because she already has everything, so they feel a little bit more intimidated and they're scared because they're acting like a little boy.
From my experience, I feel like some, I can't say all. I experienced some men. I can't say black men, but successful men can be intimidated, and I'm not sure if it's because successful women, black women, tend to overrule, overpower, or make sure that they know that they're independent. So it kind of turns them off, or feel like, you know, maybe we can't do anything for you since you're so independent. But I have experienced, you know, successful men who really can't take on a successful female as myself.
I have to throw that out there. We'll get to that later.
Can I finish my answer?
Go ahead.
Thank you. So, and so, you know, I can't expect, once again, I can't, you know, talk for every successful man, but there are some who can't handle it for whatever insecurity reasons that they have.
Yes.
Why?
Because they know that you could always leave. Like, God, you can always leave. If you're independent, you got your own shit going on, you're doing your own thing, you can always leave, you can move on to something better. And a lot of times men like to get with women who they feel are not that strong because they're easier to mold, you know, because you feel like she really doesn't have a better guy in her life, so she's gonna stick around. Versus a woman that's professional, got her shit together, she ain't gonna stay around for long.
Only insecure men.
Why?
Because they haven't found themselves. So anything that seems, anytime a man who's not secure in himself sees a woman who is, or anyone, not a woman or a man, they feel intimidated because they haven't reached there yet. So, you know, they want, it's like, to me, it's somewhat envy and intimidation. They want what that person has: security, confidence, success. And when they haven't found it, they get a little, it's like they feel like a child again. They feel, ooh, I'm doing something wrong. So I think it's not always intimidated. It's more like fear. It's more like envy. So they, yeah, obviously.
I feel kind of good. I knew you was going, you know what I'm saying? But I feel great. Honestly, we in 2013, you know, if you want it, go get it. And now, don't throw your pussy at me, like, in an envelope, and, you know, don't do that. But if you say, hey, you know, let's go out, something simple like that, I don't see nothing wrong with that.
I'm turned on, because, I mean, she's probably about as confident as I am, so.
I love aggressive women. It just depends on how aggressive you are. I love an aggressive woman. I love a woman that's able to be like, listen, you are dope and I want to talk to you. I love a woman that's like, listen, I want a night with you. I love those things. However, if you come to me drunk and say these things, I'm not going to take your word for it. If you come to me high, I might. But if you come to me drunk, I'm just not, because there's a slur of word, high, and then you find different ways of trying to talk. I love an aggressive woman, but your presentation when being aggressive is definitely important.
Me, myself, as a man, I think a lot of men are turned off or are scared of aggressive women. I love an aggressive woman. I love a woman who's a go-getter, who wants to, you know, she wants to do something. She goes and she grabs it, she gets it, whatever it is, in the bedroom, out the bedroom, in life in general. I don't mind an aggressive woman. You know, I don't want a boring person. I want somebody to keep me on my toes from time to time. I don't want a crazy woman, but for me as a man, me personally, I think that's a major turn on.
First of all, if it's not aggressive women, I wish more women would do that. I have not met one dude that has ever been upset when a female comes up to a man. It's almost flattering. You have better chances of talking to the guy if you actually go up to him. It's actually smart to do that, because it takes the pressure off of him, you know, a little bit, because it's kind of tradition for the guy to go approach the girl. But it's 2013. It's kind of changed that up a little bit. If you see the guy and you like the guy, talk to the guy. What's the worst that's gonna happen? You might say no or something like that, but chances of that happening are not often, especially when a woman approaches a guy. You have far better chances.
Absolutely not, because you can't openly get to know the new person that you're talking to if you're still trying to deal with your past?
It's not supposed to be, but I understand it on both sides because the woman is also responsible in that as well. It's not just him. And because of the fact that I understand it on her side, because emotionally she might still be there for him, even though she might not want to be, she still has that thing for him. Whereas for him, he might still have it, he's just using sex as an excuse. So that's why I said it's not, because the excuse is sex. But there's a whole lot of other things that are there when going back to an ex-lover, a whole lot that men just don't want to approach.
No. It's not cool. It's not good at all.
Just keep it at that.
No, I mean there's no straight answer for that because it depends on the communication and honesty. But the past is the past for a reason. You really shouldn't be messing with the person from the past, especially moving on to someone else. But if you're gonna mess with someone new, and if you're honest, say, hey, I'm gonna go back here and do this, then at least you're being honest about it and being upfront. You know, it goes back to your last question. It's really about communication more than anything else.
No, I don't think that's okay. I think that, whoever you focus on, that should be your focus. And that's that. If you're going to be single, then be single and do what you want to do. But if you're going to actually date and look for someone, you can't really focus on someone else when your, mind is on other things as well.
Okay. The pressures that we have as men and women. Like, I don't think, as a whole, individually, we understand the pressures that we have. But, like, what about the pressures? I'm just going to throw it out there. The pressures as a man, I don't think some women understand the pressure that we put on ourselves for our families, for, our relationships. And, just reading and talking and interviewing people, I don't think men, we understand what it feels like to be a woman, especially a strong woman, what it feels like to go through the pregnancy, what it feels like to have a man out there in the spotlight, what it feels like to, if you're making more money than him. So what pressures that are out there, that we have to go through as men and women that you guys just want to just throw out there and talk about?
I think you kind of covered that was a good answer to the question. What else is good?
I'm like, I don't know what a woman feels when she's going through marriage. I know what a man feels. Damn, all of that pussy gone. Like, that's a pressure. Like, it really is a pressure. I don't care what no man says.
It's a
it is
pressure.
an automatic. It is a pressure.
It should
is
be
a pressure.
a relief of pressure, if anything, because then you don't have to worry about bagging and sagging
No,
and
but if
whatever.
it was
Bang.
good.
That's why I said it's a pressure. I didn't say it's a good pressure.
A relief. A relief.
See, it's a pressure. Exactly, because it's not necessarily, all that pussy go. Because now, say, just
No,
like
you gotta say it with a smile, like, all that pussy is gone.
but then that pussy is calling us back, and that's what's making it hard. It's like, because in a relationship, regardless, in a relationship, there's hardships, and especially when you're going towards that wedding,
Right.
there's stresses and there's everything. And
however, I just feel like this. At the end of the day, when you're having that good sex with that person that you're about to be married with, that should be a relief of pressure. Instead of you trying to bag and sag and whatever, this person that is just like, okay, I don't know if I'm gonna do this right. I don't know if they're gonna like really be feeling me. You know what I mean? Those are those things that you gotta weigh the good with the bad. I'm about to marry this person. We have the best sex in the world, but right now, bitch, I can't stand you. However, the sex is fucking bomb, right?
Yeah.
This one over here, I don't even know what's gonna happen. So I just feel like.
oh, you was talking about new pussy. I wasn't talking about the new pussy. I was talking about the old pussy that we already.
But that could have been.
Like I was joking. Like all of that stuff. It's a pressure. It's just a pressure. Just because it's like. Okay. It is a great thing. It's a great thing to be able to get married to this one woman who changed my life. Not so much sexually, but just in other ways.
Right.
Being able to change my life.
Help make you better.
What about the pressures financially? Like, we all
Financial pressures are a whole nother.
Yeah. We all want to make money.
Beast.
We want to provide.
That
for each
financial pressure can really make or break even the sex part. That could be great in a relationship. I feel like there are a lot of people out there, whether it's woman or man, once you can't say, I don't have it, and you're going about it as if you do, it's gonna make things difficult. And I just feel like for me as a woman, I am one of those people, if I'm down for you, I'm down for you 100%. You don't have it, fine, I got you. Because there's gonna be a moment in time where I don't have it.
Exactly.
And I would just hope that you have me 100%. And that's that communication thing. And really, when people can't talk about their finances, it really gets like
It's
into
touchy,
everything
yeah.
else.
It can be very
It's,
touchy.
you know,
It is.
It's always, guys always have a issue because the society puts the pressure for them to be like the lead in the household, a leader, and they have. So now they're like, oh my gosh, I love this woman, and it's that time in my age where everybody's getting married, and then now I have to like, I don't have all these ducks in a row, you know, like financially, and I have to be able to support this in like 3 years because I just gave her the ring, and there's like a time frame mentally that society puts on us, like, okay, I've been dating her for like 6 years, and like now it's, I have to ask her to marry me after those 6 years. Dang, we have to get married in 3 years, but I don't even have all the money. So like you said, if you can't say, the thing is, we need to learn how to move to our own path and journey. Like, the couple needs to communicate. Whoever's involved in the relationship, both parties need to be understanding, like, all right, you want to be a doctor, you want to be a rapper, we're making it work. I know, seriously.
Let's make this happen.
Now, is anybody...
I think we have the fear of just taking the full responsibility, because a lot of people, like I've been a victim of this myself. I don't have a family, nothing, but if I was to have one one day, I know that I'm going to have that responsibility on my plate. If I have a wife, if I have one or more than one kid, you know, that's gonna fall back on me. Otherwise, I'm gonna feel like shit for not supporting.
This might seem strange, but I think a lot of men are scared to be successful, scared to take that next step into the world and discover who they really are, and jump out of that circle that their surroundings created or society created for them, and really be who they want to be and who they want to be. I think we're really scared to be who we are.
I think failure is the big one. I think a big one amongst black men, me personally, is affection. A lot of black men are not able to show affection to each other. You never hear another black man saying, I love you, just on a straight up brotherhood type of level. So with my son, me and him love you every day, but my son, he's a typical male. He don't really like to open up like that, but I'm trying to get him now while he's young, though, hugging him on stuff. I give him a kiss, he automatically gonna wipe it off, but I still put it there because I be honest with you, my father never told me he loved me. He never hugged me, but I know he did. But it's one thing to know, and it's another thing to show, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I want to do all that stuff with my kids. So I think affection is a big one.
My fear, men, I think we have a fear, I don't want to say a fear of rejection, but like a fear of not being accepted. It sounds the same, but there's like a little difference in there. Like, we want, as far as like if we're dealing with a woman, we want them to accept us for us and to love us for us, but there's like a fear of, and it's tied to an ego. That's the worst part.
Yeah.
You know, if we learn how to, you know, control our egos, then we can overcome our fears. Because sometimes when we're afraid of something and we experience that fear, it affects our ego and it changes how we think, how we look at stuff, how we act. And that's not that good. It really isn't.
Important or not important? Sex before marriage?
Not important.
Why not?
You said having sex before marriage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not important. Like, I just feel like you should do it. Is that what you're asking me, right? Okay, yeah, you should do it. Like,
Okay.
because you want to, it's like getting a new car. You're not going to
So
buy
it's
it without
important.
test driving it, right?
So it's important to have sex before
Absolutely.
marriage. If important or not important, the person who you have fallen in love with, if your sexual chemistry isn't on the same page.
It's important for it to be on the same page.
Why?
Because it's not going to work out.
Okay.
You're going to want to seek it from somewhere else. You're going to cheat.
Important or not important, your friends not liking the person who you're dating.
It's somewhat important only because it's easier for everything. but you can't help who you love. But there's always a reason why somebody doesn't like someone. I don't know.
Important or not important, if the person who you are with wants kids and you don't want kids.
It's important to let them know you do not want kids and be persistent about it and let them know I do not want kids, and you move on with your life. And if they still want to deal with you knowing that you do not want kids and they want kids, that's on them. My name is Natasha Wiggins, aka Tasha Mac, no sauce. You can follow me on Twitter, Kool-Aid Flavor Red, and also Instagram, Tasha Faye. I have a blog. It's called So What, Be Yourself.
Okay.
And I'm myself on there. So check that out. I was just on the sex, love, and pain hot seat.
Important or not important, sex before marriage. Why?
Sex before marriage is very important because I personally love sex, and if I'm going to spend the rest of my life with you, I want to be able to enjoy myself.
Important or not important, you as a man making more, you making more money than the woman that you're with.
Not important.
Why not?
Because love is not about money.
Okay.
Love is about being with someone.
Important or not important, taking a long period in between relationships.
To do what?
Before you get into another one.
Oh. Everyone's different. You know, if it takes you a longer process to get over somebody and not carry baggage into the next one, then that's good for you. But some people don't have that little time. My name is Glenn Furman, stage name Lucci. You can find me on Facebook, Glenn Lucci Furman, or there's my artist page, just Lucci, all caps, Lucci. I'm a poet, actor, aspiring comedian. You can find me on Facebook. I'm cool with my man Stephen Barthell. We've been chilling, doing different events here and there for each other since 2010. And, you know, he's a good writer and he does good conversation starters with his books, and that's real good. And I was just on a sex, love, and pain hot seat.
Important or not important, sex before marriage.
Sex before marriage is important because if I don't enjoy having sex with you, the relationship is going to fail.
Important or not important, the sexual chemistry with your partner is not on the same level or on the same page.
Sexual chemistry is important because if it is not, again, I am going to cheat on you. Oh, I didn't mean me, not me.
It's okay.
For all the single men out there.
Important or not important, a man making less money than you in a relationship.
That is not important because love, I feel, conquers all. So if you're out and I got you because I love you. I'm here to support you. That's our relationship. And I hope you do the same thing for me. Hello, my name is Danielle, aka Danny So Soft on Twitter and on Instagram. And I would love to give a special shout out to my big brother, Steven. I'm so proud of him and all of his accomplishments. And I give him love and blessings and all that good stuff. And I was just on the sex, love, and pain hot seat.
Important or not important, sex before marriage.
Yes. Absolutely. Because I am not getting stuck. When I get married, I want to get married forever. Like, there's no divorce or nothing like that. And I'm not getting stuck with a girl with no walls. You gotta have tight, it gotta be right, it gotta be wet, waterfall, fall river, Panani. I am not getting stuck. I'm not getting okie doke. Hell no.
Important or not important. Important or not important. The sexual chemistry with your partner is not up to par.
I can't have sex with a dud. So, yep. No months. Nah.
Important or not important, the person who you're with makes more money than you.
Very important. I gotta make more money than her.
Why?
I mean, if we both feel that way, then we never be broke. So I gotta make more money than her. She's gonna say the same for me. We good. I'm very modest, so I'm gonna leave it like this. Alex E. Edwards. I was on a sex, love, and pain hot seat, and I gotta get out.
Yep. Important or not important, sex before marriage.
I think it's tough. I think it goes both ways. I believe in both, really.
Well, obviously.
I feel to each its own.
Okay.
I feel like, me personally, of course, I would rather know what I'm getting myself into. But I feel like if you do wait for marriage and if you both really want to satisfy each other, then you will find the ways to please each other as well. So I think it can go both ways.
Okay. Important or not important, the sexual chemistry with the person who you're with is not up to par, not on the same page.
That is important. It has to be up to par.
Okay. And the last one, you make more money than your man. Important or not important?
I don't think it's important. I mean, I think it happens. I think it happens. I believe that if both people are aiming and is driving to be successful, then it really doesn't matter who makes more than who. Okay. But I do believe that that other person, even if I'm making more, needs to be motivated and driven to want to make as much as he can. All right, well, this is Miss Mocha D in the place to be. I am a poet, singer, songwriter, and I have been on the hot seat of sex, love, and pain. So peace out, because I don't want to be hot no more.
Important or not important, sex before marriage?
Yes and no. I believe that if a person is willing to wait for you, then they're worth it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, obviously nobody wants a loose girl, or like last brother said, no walls. I mean, that's understandable. But if a girl waits for you and you wait for her, it makes it just that more interesting. Because you get to know the person versus just, sometimes sex kind of confuse you. You're like, damn, is this good sex or is this love?
Gotcha. Important or not important, sexual chemistry with your partner is not on the same page.
I mean, I was confused by the question. Do you mean like the sex drive? Like, do I sex drive?
Like
chemistry? Yeah. I mean, chemistry is important in any aspect of your life, whether it's on a basketball court or wherever. Chemistry is important. That's a given.
Okay. Last question. The woman in your life makes more money than you. Important or not important?
It's not important if she knows that I'm out here trying to strive for something, but at the same time, as a man, I do want to make more money, but I'm not going to shoot myself in the head at the end of the day because my girl makes more money than me. It's coming at the same place at the end of the day. Hi, my name is Ty Smith, photography, model. You can find me on Instagram at book_Ty Smith. I'm not sure what my name is on Facebook, but if you want to get at me, go through IG and then we can go from there. Right now, got a project going on with my company, Bambi Entertainment, by any means necessary entertainment. By any means necessary, Boston Entertainment. Me and my brother are doing a calendar right now, so we're looking for 12 hot girls. So if you want to get at us. What else is going on? We got we working on a script right now. We're gonna start shooting in March. The title of the movie is called Hey, You Asked For It. Can't get too much into it, but if you want to get at me on book_Ty Smith. My name is Ty Smith, and I'm on the Sex, Love, and Pain hot seat.
Now you're off. Sex before marriage, important or not important?
Important.
Why?
I done waited mad long, and this is some sour sex. I don't want it. I want to experience this because there has definitely been a lot of women, and there are actually studies. I wish I had one to really fucking reference, but there's women that have waited till marriage, and when they get with them, it's like, it's disappointing. You waited to sleep for this? Yeah.
Important or not important, sexual chemistry is not up to par with the person who you're dating.
Then we just not gonna have sex no more.
And you'll just date them? Or will you break up with them?
Honestly, it's not all about sex, but if there's no chemistry there that makes me want to have sex with you, there leads me to think that there's other issues in our relationship. Because healthy relationships have good sex.
Important or not important, the people around you don't like the person who you're dating.
It's very important because when you really look at it, the majority of the people that they say like, oh, my family didn't like my boyfriend, they didn't like my husband, a lot of times this for a reason. They see something you don't see, you know, they see their weaknesses, they see all of their flaws like to the umph power, and you're over here all blind thinking they're this and that, but no, they're losers. Listen, they're losers. So my name is Jelly Santos. I have a lot of things going on, like I'm saving the world. I work with people. I do the radio Friday nights, 3 companies on a regular radio. It's kind of fun and tricky and crazy, and I hope it goes a lot of places. And as far as Steven goes, I think that this is a great project. I think that you're gonna see great benefits, especially since now you're doing a lot more things that I didn't really see you do, your exposure. So I'm excited for you. and I was in the sex, love, and pain hot seat. And
now you're off. All right, important or not important? Sex before marriage.
Yes, because you have to test drive the car before you actually buy it.
Important or not important? The sexual chemistry and intensity doesn't click.
It is definitely important because it would have to click in order for it to, exceed years. Like, I'm sorry, I'm a man. I want good sex. If you want good sex as a lady, I want, there has to be something. We have to be able to get something going, light a fuse, do something. Like, it can't just be dead, because otherwise your sex life and the rest of your inspirations after that will be dead.
Important or not important, the person who you're with isn't vocal that you guys are together. Like, they are, how did I word it with Alexis? The person who you are with is almost like holding you as a secret.
Yeah, no, you're not holding me as a secret. No, there's no reason to hold me as a secret. But the online thing, no, because I don't really care about online. I don't even like talking about stuff online. But, like, personally, like, amongst friends, family, and stuff like that, yeah, I'm with you. There's no story. Like, if you introduce me to an ex, I definitely want to be known as your man, like, right now. I'm doing hand claps and all of that. I want to be known right now. So, yeah, it's important.
Last one, important or not important, the man has to be the head of his household.
It's not.
True or false?
It's not as important. Not really. Like, understanding it as coming from a single woman home, single mother home, like, I can't say whether or not a man can be able to make a lot of the decisions a woman has to. So that's why I'm like, it's a balance. Like, he can say whether or not yes or no, but she also has the right to go ahead and do what she needs to do for the safety and the support of her family as well. So I can't say yay or nay to that. Hey, it's D Ruff. I was just on a sex, love, and pain hot seat. Catch me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, D Ruff. You should literally be able to find my name anywhere. I have a book, Staying on 94, Tales from a Misguided Soul, all poetry. You will find that at Amazon or on enterprisecommunications.org. And you could also see me every second Thursday at the If You Can Feel It, You Can Speak It open mic down at 284 Amory Street near Stony Brook. And pretty much once you find me, you figure out everything else from there. So if you can feel it, you can speak it. And I'll see you soon.
All right, sex before marriage, important or not important?
Important.
Why?
Because you need to know how to have sex. Like, I wouldn't know what it is to not, you don't have sex before marriage, so how are you gonna, there's gotta be some trial and error beforehand. It's important.
Important or not important, the person who you're dating doesn't make as much money
Not important. And I'll tell you why. I was with somebody for 4 years. They probably had 10 different jobs. And relationships are not 50-50. Somebody always has to be the leader. Somebody has to be the follower. There has to be give and take. And with that said, majority of it, money is important and it always will be. But when you understand the roles in the relationship, who makes the most doesn't matter.
I forgot what I asked. Important or not important, the person who you're with isn't vocal about you. Like, they're not telling the world.
That's important. I want everybody to know who I am.
Even online?
No. I don't care about online.
Okay.
I went through that phase of feeling like, oh, why isn't so-and-so saying that we're together online? But it's one of those things where, to a degree, it needs to be private. However, when we're out in public or, it's a community type event, I would expect that I'm introduced as the girlfriend, significant other or something. I've had people say, oh, that's my friend. And I've been like, well, that's like, really, this is what we're doing right now? So if I'm your friend, then as your friend, I can do whatever I want. So just don't get mad, because that's how I'm going to take it. So it's very important, especially if that person, wants me to have that girlfriend role, then I'm going to act as a girlfriend. But if I'm your friend, then I'm going to act as a friend.
Important or not important, the person who you're with doesn't want any kids.
That's not important because I have kids.
Got you. Important or
We'll
not?
share those.
Important or not important? If you and the person who you're with have bad sexual chemistry.
Oh my gosh. Finish your sentence. Go ahead. What's your question?
If you and the person who you're with have bad chemistry and they're not willing to do anything about it at first. Because I know a lot of guys are kind of skeptical.
Are you talking about like
chemistry, sexual
like just the
chemistry?
whole? All right.
Not chemistry, you go sexual, physical
Okay.
chemistry.
All right.
Important or not important?
That's important. And because if I'm not feeling like you're feeling me sexually, then it's just gonna, it does something to people mentally. You know what I mean? That's an important part of a relationship, having sex. It's a, you're showing your affection, you know, behind closed doors or in front of the world. Who knows, however you want to do it. But if there's no chemistry and you're not willing to kind of take some direction, then I don't know how long that will last. Hi, my name is Alexis, aka Forever Grace Jones on Twitter. I was just in the Sex, Love, and Pain hot seat. It's been real. You can catch me and my crew every Friday night on unregularradio.com. Unregularradio.com, sorry. Three's Company. It's always been a pleasure, and I thank Stephen for having me. It's been real.
And your thoughts? Important or not important? Sex before marriage.
Morally, biblically, it should not be important. But honestly, in this day and age, I think it is important because to me as a man, judge me or not, I think sex is important in a marriage because I want to be able to enjoy that woman for the rest of my life.
Also, important or not important? Sexual chemistry with the person who you're dating is not up to par.
I think sexual chemistry is very important.
Why?
You don't want to be dating a dead fish. You want somebody that could really, you know, get your blood flowing, and this is dating, not just having sex, because we as men, we could just have sex and it doesn't mean nothing. But if you're dating somebody, I think sexual chemistry is very important. Because this is something that's more than just one night or 1 month. This is somebody you're dating, somebody you could potentially be with for a long time. So I really do think sexual chemistry is very important.
All right, last one. Important or not important? The person who you're dating is making more money than you.
To me, it doesn't bother me. I've been on the spectrum of where I've made more money than a woman, and I've been in a time. I remember as a student, I was dating somebody making 6 figures. That doesn't bother me one bit. My ego as a man is in check. I don't really care too much about stuff like that. I don't let it affect me. I don't think it's a big deal. If she makes more money, more power to her. If I make more money, more power to me. Well, my name is Alan Omandi. I'm 25. I was born and raised in Kenya. I work at a lab company. I actually have to write a non-compete. I have to sign a non-compete because I'm not allowed to really speak about it. But I work at a lab company. During my free time, I work with some artists. We're trying to do promo, trying to do marketing, trying to get them out of the Boston scene, and trying to get myself out of the Boston scene too. And I was on the Sex, Love, and Pain hot seat.
Now you're not. Important or not important? Sex before marriage.
Important or not important? Sex before marriage. I'm gonna answer this. Can I answer this two-part?
Go ahead.
Two-part. Society-wise, yes, because sex tends to be a major part of the relationship. No one wants to get married and then find out that their man can't hit the spot. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to live that down. You know what I mean? Because sex, unfortunately, takes a precedent in most relationships. For me personally, not important. As mentioned, I've been in relationships where the guys have been amazing and the sex was, you know, lacking here and there. But I also believe that you can teach an old dog new tricks.
Yes.
So, you know what I mean? Show them what you like. Most likely, 9 times out of 10 they get it. 9 times out of 10.
Important or not important? And this leads into the next question.
Mm-hmm.
If the chemistry with the person if the sexual chemistry with the person who you're dating is not up to par, is that important in your relationship or not? If you guys just aren't clicking,
Then we're not dating. Sorry.
it's a great answer.
then we're not dating. I mean, again, it's not that important to me, but I do know how important it is to other people. So I may be at a, you know, I don't really mind, but he may just be like, honey, it ain't wet enough, so I just can't do it. It happens.
Last one. Important or not important? You make more than the person who you're dating financially.
For me?
Yeah, this is you. This is your opinion.
So this is what it is, right?
Yep.
Not important.
Why
Because
not?
the majority of the time I do make the most money out of the relationships that I am. I mean, it's just one of those things. I've considered myself to be in a relationship, usually the nurturer, the mother. I'm the one who always wants to take care of everything. It just for me, I always happen to be the one. I'm usually the breadwinner. But to me, it's not important. You know, my thing is if you know he makes more money than me, great. If I make more money than him, awesome, because I can spend more. If we're both broke, then hey, we both got them Charlie cards on deck, you know. So you know, I mean, to me, it's not important. To other people, I can see where, you know, it can make a person feel less than. I've seen it.
Awesome.
Never experienced it, but I've seen it. My name is LaWanda Monique. I am a marketer / outsourcer who deals with artist development. Right now I have a company called LaWanda Monique Entertainment, and also I do food photography under the name Highly Flavored. A lot of people don't know that about me. Right now in the city, I am a very big community partner as far as helping out with community events, charity events, things of that nature. I do a lot of hip hop shows as well. I run a series called Underground Hip Hop Chronicles and Bolo Boston, which is Be on the Lookout Boston. It's a showcase platform for local artists. That's really it. I'm a Sagittarius. I enjoy long walks to the refrigerator. Single. I've been placed on a hot seat full of sex and passion of some sort. I don't remember.
Sex, love, and pain. Get off the hot seat. You're off. Important or not important? Sex before marriage.
It's important because it should probably already lead up to that. You know, like if your relationship is going well, sex is going to happen before marriage. Sex has been happening before marriage, before religion existed. So I don't understand why people think it shouldn't happen before that. You know, we're all human beings. That's what happens. If you're in a relationship and those things, it's going to be the natural progression of that regardless.
Next, important or not important? The sexual chemistry is not up to par.
It's important because if it's not up to par, the relationship isn't going to work out to begin with. So if you're actually in the path of a relationship working to where it's supposed to be, all that's going to come regardless. Like the chemistry is going to be there as long as things are going in the progression they're supposed to be going into. If it, for some reason the two of you ain't, chemistry isn't there, then there's something that one of y'all messed up on, or somebody lied to somebody else, or somebody's not being real with somebody else, and probably in that case.
Important or not important? The person who you're with isn't vocal about your relationship. They're borderline hiding it, whether it's friends, family, online.
And then attention should be an important person to them if you're dating them, but you don't have to necessarily advertise it everywhere and buy a billboard and put it up, you know, all over Facebook and things of that nature. I mean, it's okay if you want to put it out there, but let it have some time. I have a friend, he waited almost 4 months before he actually put out that he was in a relationship with his girlfriend for various reasons as to why he waited until then. But it seems to me like if people get in a relationship and they want to jump in and advertise it and Instagram the hell out of it before, you know, and show everybody, you know, I'm in a relationship, this is my happy life and whatnot, and they've been in a relationship for about a week and a half instead of giving it about, you know, a few weeks, a month maybe, or maybe even 6 months before even kind of putting it out there, letting time for it to develop to have a relationship by then. Hi, my name is Warren Bowman, and I just got off the Sex, Love, and Pain hot seat, and I'm the executive editor of BW1.com, which is a technology blog. We cover the latest tech news, reviews, gaming previews, and more. You can check us out at our website at BW1.com. You can also check us out on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/BW1.com. Also, we're on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, all under BW1, so check us out on there.
Important or not important? Sex before marriage.
Important.
Why?
I know there's a biblical thing about it. There's nowhere in the Bible that physically says that you need to not have sex before marriage, but I think you need to be at that point where you know that that's possibly the direction you might go with that person. Like to have intimacy and to open up and really experience like love while having sex. You can always have sex, but it's not the same as making love to someone.
Important or non-important? Sexual chemistry doesn't click.
Oh, very important. It's not going down. It's not going where. Relationship's not going to move forward.
Important or not important? The person who you're with isn't vocal about your relationship. They aren't proud, whether if it's to friends, family, online. Important or not important?
Very important. If we are in a relationship, then we need to be comfortable being around each other's closest friends and family. I know those things happen in stages of the relationship, so I think people need to keep that in perspective. But it's very important to be natural and intimate with each other and our surroundings. Online, we do not need to post that we are a couple, because then there's too much outside stuff that gets involved in your relationship that can mess it up. Hi, my name is Stella Robert. I am on the Sex, Love, and Pain hot seat. I am starting a new launch for a company called Purpose Inspired Events. We're going to plan events that meet, our audience's purpose. But the great thing about Purpose Inspired Events is that we believe that everybody deserves a piece of the pie. And so we have a segment where a portion of our profits are given to nonprofit organizations on behalf of our clients. So just look out for a new launch, Purpose Inspired Events, pie.
Sex before marriage, important or not important?
It's important.
Why?
Because if you can't lay the pipe, that's going to be an issue. Sex is important. Sex is as important as you paying bills. So it's just how I want to know how you pay your bills on time for financial security when I marry you, and just how I want to know how you are with children because I have a child, and just how I want to know, are you able to have conversations with people like my friends and my family? I need to know how you lay the pipe, because if you lay it wrong, that will be a factor in how happy I am with you. I don't care how well I love you. If the sex is bad, it's another dynamic of what I need to be satisfied. I need to be happy. I need to be full. I need to have a good nut. Like, it's just blood thing. You know what I'm saying? It's just me. That's just me. That's just me.
It goes into the next question.
Okay.
Important or not important? The sexual chemistry with the person who you're dating is not up to par.
So that's important. If it's not up to par, that's the issue. I take that as something being important. Why?
Yes.
Because it's like, listen, soulmates, the idea of a soulmate didn't just come up because somebody wanted to add a word to the dictionary. A soulmate is two people who marry each other like in a way that complements each other.
Okay.
Not two people who have bad tempers or two people who like to procrastinate. They might mirror, but they don't complement. So chemistry on the first date, sexual or other, has to be when two people marry each other and complement each other. Like his piece of his puzzle, my piece, complete. You know what I'm saying? Like they work together, they fit. And if we don't have sexual chemistry or we don't have chemistry at all, then the pieces aren't fitting. If they don't fit, where we going? We're never gonna see the whole thing if our pieces don't fit.
Awesome. Last one. You make more money than the man that you're dating. Is that important or not important?
No.
Why not?
Because to me, it's about his work ethic. It's about, if I lose my job, is he willing to pick up more hours? He can make more money than me and spend 50% of his check gambling. So it's about how well he is with his money. Now, if he makes less than me and he's still able to save more than me, that's a good thing. If he makes less than me, but he still knows how to balance his checkbook and he still knows how to pay his portion of the rent or pay his portion of the bills, that's more important than how much he makes. Because people who make more think they could spend more. and therefore they go broke, or they make more and they feel entitled that this is now their money and they don't have to, you know, share anything with you. So it's about having good work ethic. Is, you know, now granted, I will hope he makes about me a little bit more just for my own lifestyle. But I'm not gonna judge him. I'm saying if I make more. My name is Regina. I co-host Shine TV with Stephen A. Barthell. I'm in grad school and I was just on the hot seat of Sex, Love, and Pain.
You know, I mean, I'm gonna keep it all the way 100 with you, you know. I want it all, your sex, your love, and your pain.